society of tomorrow. Vision, the school of today for tomorrow's leaders. Motto, believe, achieve, succeed. Core beliefs, campus core, engagement, encouragement, exposure, environment, excellence. Student core, academia, brotherhood, character, perseverance, service. Creed, we are the Barack Obama Leadership Academy. We believe in transformative powers of knowledge and wisdom. We believe that success is brought about by perseverance, not chance. We know our actions are governed by the spirit of character rather than winds of emotion. We resist excuses, holding ourselves accountable for our actions. We are successful through honesty, humility, and the pursuit of intellectual excellence. We are loyal to our family. We are our brother's keeper. We are committed to our community. We are servants of mankind. We have the audacity to hope. We have the audacity to succeed. We are the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. Song. Moment of silence. Okay, you may be seated. Okay. So, November, the focus. We are successful through honesty, humility, pursuit of intellectual excellence. We talked about yesterday briefly about how this Friday we're having the Howard DOLs, and it's the day before our Thanksgiving break. So it is incredibly important that you all, whether you're in sixth grade all the way up to the seniors, make sure that all of your work is completed so that you can just straight up chill and enjoy your break. I'll speak for myself. I'm trying to get all my graduate work done so that, Thanksgiving break, I'm not going to even open my laptop up. That's my goal. That's why this week I'm going to bust my tail and I'm going to work hard trying to get everything done so that next week, Monday through Friday, chilling. So you guys are definitely capable of doing that. It just might require some work. And you guys are capable of it. If you're here, you are all accepted into the school based on your academics. So the potential is there. You have to work hard and you have to believe in yourself that you are capable of doing this. So get in contact with your teachers. Ask them, where are my grades at? Where can I improve? Is it academics? Is it homework or testing or behavior? Okay, so let's do a better job and let's focus on being honest, be honest with yourself, and the pursuit of intellectual excellence. Okay, so we're going to have our breathing exercise today, courtesy of Mr. Dover. So let's follow along here. All right, so we're breathing in. And we're breathing out. In through your nose and out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. And out. Again, breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Last time. Breathe in. And out. Okay. So we actually have one second, a guest speaker. So today, but before we do that, again, your bottom of the gear, you guys, the flyers there on the leadership lounge. So go ahead, check it out, and order your stuff before Thanksgiving break. We talked about yesterday servants of mankind. So the flyer is also there to volunteer for the holiday at the Arboretum. So, but remember, one thing that you have to be mindful is that this is only for the brothers who are 14 plus. So please be mindful of that. We do have a birthday today, the 16th, right? So let's give it up for Brother Angel Para, 9th grade. All right, so Brother Para, happy birthday. Hopefully you have a great day today and a great week and a great weekend. So that's if you see it in your classes or in college, give a fist bump, an elbow bump. So let's wish Brother Para a very, very happy birthday. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing from now. And I want to open it up to the teachers on the Zoom call. Do we have any announcements before I turn it over to our guest speaker?
Good morning, Ms. Ridgway Turner, Upper School Biology. Just a reminder, seniors, we have our parent meeting tonight at 6 p.m. on Zoom. Check your email for the link.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ridgway Turner. Senior meeting, check your emails for that. Anything else from the teachers on the Zoom call? All right.
Hey,
Okay, Mr. Stoney.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Stoney, Upper School English. Just to let you guys know, for high school, mock trial practice will begin at 5 p.m. Today on my Zoom. If we have any freshmen or sophomores who haven't got a chance to get information or who are interested, please email me or come by my room and see me. And you're all welcome to join. So just let me know if you're interested.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Stoning. That's for mock trial, the upper school. You can email Mr. Stoning or just go see him. Okay, anyone else on the Zoom call? Okay, do I have any announcements from the faculty? Okay, Amanda?
Mr. Akbar?
Yes, ma'am.
This is Miss Garrett. I do have an announcement. I did just make another announcement on the PA. Good morning, brothers, faculty, and staff. We do have the 6th grade through the 8th grade in the auditorium. However, all of the high school students should be in their designated classrooms. So at this time, we have Mr. Chitoni, Ms. Parks, Ms. Ridgeway Turner, Mr. Idros, and my wonderful seniors there, the class of 2022, and we have Mr. Suarez. I still have some high school teachers that are not in here as of yet. If you have a neighbor that needs to get in the Zoom, please make sure everyone is in Zoom every morning at 8:35 a.m. All cameras on. We will begin attendance and making sure we're all here and in compliance every morning as we begin. And so, teachers and staff, please make sure if you're a high school advisory teacher, you are in here via the Zoom. Additionally, if you had attendance for credit on Saturday, you will begin to receive notices about those dismissals. And thank you to those 7 students that attended. The next attendance for credit will be second Saturday in December. If you have basketball, football, or any other things that prevented you from coming, please email me so that I can schedule a separate time for you to make up that seat time. Thank you very much. Remember, we are in PDOL 6s right now. I need everyone to aspire to be in the mastery category. Mastery category students, your pizza party, we have a date. So that day is Monday, December the 13th. So if you get mastery, that means you do not have any does not meets. Mastery with no does not meets on district assessments, you will be invited to the pizza party. Thank you all very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. Garrett, for the announcement. Let you know that Mr. Wood's class is in the auditorium. Now, I want to make an announcement. This is Mr. Fernandez. Good morning. And this is about the upcoming ACPs that will be taking place on the week of the 13th of December. Now, there's one thing that's taking place at this time, and last night I sent, the teachers, an email with a flyer. This is a device check, a student device check that we're going to be conducting, today and tomorrow. So teachers, you have the flexibility of doing it today and tomorrow, but it has to be done between these, 2 days. You can do it either during advisory or first period or anytime during, the day, but it has to be, we have to be able to check every student's, computers. Just follow the directions on the PDF file that I sent you last night. Now, students, I do want to let you know that you cannot and will not be able to use a personal computer or a personal device. It has to be a district-owned device because we have to synchronize your device to be able to take any, district or state assessment.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Do I have any other announcements from the faculty in the auditorium? No? Okay. Well, in that case, brothers, we have Mr. McConnell here, and he's going to give us a talk. So I'm assuming, Ms. Garrett, that he's been made a co-host. So Mr. McConnell, you are free to screen share or whatever it is. I will turn it over to you, sir.
Mr. Howes, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Principal Jackson, for this opportunity. I was actually blessed with the opportunity to meet Principal Jackson through a mutual friend a couple of months ago, and we've remained connected. And so I'm excited about this opportunity to hang out with you guys on this Tuesday morning. What a great way to start your mornings. I love the ritual. That was amazing. The school song and some of the other mind engaging functions and activities that you all just did was really inspiring and definitely encouraging. I do hope that all of you can hear me perfectly fine. If so, I would love for you guys to give me a thumbs up. If so, I see most of the classrooms. Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to acknowledge Miss Amber. Thank you, Miss Amber. And I don't know if Miss Sanchez is on with us, but I do want to acknowledge her as well. Thank you so much for all of the communications and reminders about this morning. You all have really given me an opportunity this morning that I don't get too often, and so I'm excited to be before you. I used to get a chance to speak to students every day. Now my role and my responsibility is slightly different. You'll hear more about that momentarily. Before we jump into our talk this morning, I want to make sure that I acknowledge Mr. Justin Sintel is my program facilitator. And I also want to acknowledge Miss Daphne. Thank you so much for being with me on this morning. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen while I'm getting ready to do that. Um, can anybody tell me what the theme is for the school year? What is the theme? I don't know if the students have access to respond to me. I hope so, because I do love engagement. We'll be engaging today. Here we go. In discussion. Okay, great. You should be able to see my screen now. Awesome. While we're trying to get this together. So what is the theme this school year? I see a mic. Mr. House, can they respond to me? Yes, no.
Mr. Akbar, you're on mute.
And I'm muted. Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
The brothers do have access to respond. I think they have forgotten the theme this year.
Okay. All right. No worries. No worries. That's why I'm here. The theme this year is lead impactfully. Lead impactfully. Can you just repeat that? Lead impactfully. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, if you have a laptop, you can join me. I have 7 students that are connected. If you cannot join me, no big deal, no worries whatsoever. Okay, we're gonna make this happen either way. Mr. Justin, feel free to help me if I so happen to make any errors. Okay, I don't have the opportunity to use Pear Deck that often, so I'm gonna give this the best shot possible. All right. I want to share a little bit about, of course, myself, but I want to make sure that we emphasize and highlight the theme. As we talk about the theme, lead impactfully, we will also talk about uh, what's a greater and more important tie when we think about leadership in of itself. Every great leader makes a great follower. Someone that is that has leadership abilities had to adopt those skills from somewhere. So we'll spend a little time talking through values, and I want to do an activity. So with that in mind, if you would do me a favor, if possible, grab a piece of paper and grab a pen or a marker or pencil. So let's go ahead and do that now, brothers that are in the auditorium. I don't know if you have your backpack with you, but if possible, those that are in the classroom space, grab your piece of paper and grab your pencil. We're going to do an activity this morning. I know y'all don't want to listen to me talk for 40 minutes straight, so I thought it would be good to find some time for us to engage in an activity that will directly tie into the theme. And I think having this activity will give you something to take with you something that you can have in your hand, something that you could post, something that you can always refer back to as you're thinking through who you are as an individual and how that directly ties into your ability to lead impactfully. So I have 16 students in the Pear Deck. These are just some things to remember. I don't necessarily think these are necessary for our time together today. But are you ready? I believe you are. So let's move forward. The name of the nonprofit organization that I was blessed to found back in August of 2013 is called Youth Revive. Our mission, this is our mission to close the civic empowerment gap through character and civic education for youth that primarily reside in low income communities. Our organization profile, who we are and what we do. Youth in low income communities are typically more susceptible to a lack of civic participation through youth or in comparison to youth that are in healthier communities. Healthier communities often have more civic engagement, strong character and civic education in schools, and engagement from the church, which is a part of the community. Youth Revive seeks to bridge the gap by providing character and civic education in schools to help close the civic empowerment gap for youth in low income communities. Through our programs and services, students become active, character driven community citizens. Now, this is my team. My team, I love my team. I have two team members hanging out with me today. That is Mr. Justin and Miss Daphne, who I already acknowledged. We also have Miss Jamie, Gabriel, Lanita, Adrian Templeton, Mr. Don Hunter, and Crystal Bernard. This is my team. And these are the individuals that I am blessed to be able to work with day in, day out. These are the individuals that I am blessed to lead. This is me. And here's more information about myself. As I mentioned, I launched Youth Revive in August of 2013. Prior to that, I was already working in schools with young people. I started working with teenagers, probably around 2007. And I know this says April of 2010. I kind of shorted myself a little bit. But nevertheless, I've been really honored to work with young people in a variety of different capacities. I was a youth pastor for probably about 12 to 13 years. Then I also have worked in schools. I've partnered with a ton of different organizations, associations to be able to meet the needs of youth as well as community. I graduated from the Grambling State University, a young man that actually went to Obama that I've been mentoring for a number of years. He is now a part of the world famed Grambling State University band. Eric Scott, I don't know if any of our teachers or administrators know Mr. Eric Scott, but Mr. Eric Scott is now, I want to say, a junior at my alma mater. I have a degree in computer information systems. I also have a certificate in urban youth ministry from Fuller Theological Seminary. All right, that's enough about me. Here's a thought. Every team has a leader that directs by their values. That's important to remember. If a leader plans to lead by their values, then I would bet we could all agree that it's important that you know your values. There's an old proverb that says, know thyself. Know thyself. And a part of knowing who you are is understanding the things that matter most to you. What do you value? What are your ethics? What are your morals? Because you're going to lead others based on who you are. As a matter of fact, it's imperative that you learn how to lead and govern yourself accordingly. My mom used to tell me all the time, you need to learn how to govern yourself accordingly. Son, when I take you here or when I take you uh, wherever we may be going over a family member's house, or I might be spending the night over at a friend's house, I recall my mom saying, make sure that you act accordingly. What mom was telling me was act based on the values that I've taught you, or act according to the morals that I've instilled in you. My mom used to tell me, don't go over there, and you guys have probably heard this before, don't go over there and embarrass me. Don't go over there and show out, or don't show out in church. Okay, act like you have home training. Has anybody ever heard that before? Let me see. Show of hands. Anybody? Yup. Okay. All right. So, with that in mind, as you all are growing up, and as you are continuing to identify with who you are, it's important that you shape and sculpt those things that stand out to you. And what I mean by that is hone in on the values and the morals that are most important to you. Identify with the values and morals that you most gravitate to. When you think about your values, what comes to mind? When you think about your personal identity, what comes to mind? All of these things that we're going to speak about, discuss, and do an activity on have a direct tie to your community. As I mentioned, I've been really honored to work in a variety of different communities, working with a lot of different individuals and a lot of different cultures with various traditions. And knowing thyself, knowing who I am, is a confidence booster in of itself. When you are sitting at these various tables with individuals that may not have the same background as you, it's important that you recall who you are and where you're from. It's important to remember that uh, I have my own set of core values that I want to display as I'm before these individuals. Nobody can beat you being you. Even as you're leading others in various clubs and organizations or sports teams, or as you're being an example to your siblings, or as you are leading within the context and the framework of school. You want to make sure that you recall who you are. And you being able to do that can only come by way of you knowing yourself. And so, as I mentioned, every team has a leader that directs, guides, leads by their own set of values. I have a team. I showed you my team. Let me see here. This is my team. These are the individuals that I work with by way of Youth Revive. They are my community. They have a set of core values. They have a set of morals and beliefs. Uh, Youth Revive is a part of my community. And these individuals that work alongside me and work alongside one another, they are they are a reflection of not only the mission of the organization, but they are a reflection of who they are individually. Who they are individually is a benefit to the organization. And as I lead them carefully through my values, what they have to offer is a benefit to me and a benefit to the organization as a whole and a benefit to the mission of the organization. All right. So again, every team has a leader that directs by their values. Okay, now by now you should have a piece of paper, hopefully. Okay, hopefully you have a pen. I'm trying to see my classrooms. I know the guys in the auditorium may not be able. to join me in this activity. But if you are in the classroom space, grab that paper, that pencil, that pen. What we're getting ready to do is called an identity map. Some of you may have already been through a similar process or done a similar activity. If not, I want to ask that you join me as we do this together. If you cannot do this activity with me, then hopefully later on, at some point, you will be able to draft your own identity map. So just follow along. The instructions to this process is really simplistic, and I believe you're going to enjoy it. All right. So again, there was a Greek proverb that says, "Know thyself. The more you know about you, the better you can lead others." All right. The identity map activity focuses on the most important subject ever. That is you. Again, nobody can beat you being you. You want to be your very best, not just for yourself alone, but for those that you will lead and for those that you are directly associated and connected to. Okay, now this guide process is laid out in a map. It has core principles or core aspects. Okay, one is your identities. Okay, another is community, and another is values. Okay, seeing and knowing yourself as you are now is necessary to grow into the leader you already are. Um, One of my very, very favorite quotes by a gentleman named Dallas Willard, he said this: "You are becoming now who you will be forever. For the rest of your entire life, you are becoming right now who you will be." And so every opportunity that you get to grow has your future in mind. All right? And this is one of those opportunities. So as we go through this identity map together, I want you to keep in mind that my future is tied to my community, my future is tied to my identity, and my future is directly tied to the things that I value the most. Think about this activity as creating a compass for yourself, something that could be used to serve others as well as serve you throughout your entire life. Now, if you have that piece of paper, this is what I want you to do. If you have a piece of paper, pencil, pen, I want you to draw two circles, just as you see on the screen here, two big circles if you can. And then I want you to draw a picture of yourself. Now, obviously, that's my emoji. I did not draw that, but I want you to do your very best to draw a portrait of yourself. If that's a stick person, great. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be a Picasso. Just do your very best to quickly draw an image of yourself around two circles. Those circles are borders. You will have an inner and an outer, an inner and an outer. That will make more sense momentarily. Okay, so remember, the identity map, it has three sets of values, okay, or three core aspects: personal identity, community, and values. The inner ring immediately surrounding yourself, the image that you drew out, the stick person, okay? Um, that particular portrait, um, once you write it, draw, you will find another way to visually represent the core parts of you. And those core parts of you may look like your age, gender identity, sexual orientation, where your family is from, race, ethnicities, culture backgrounds, religion, abilities or disabilities, life experiences, and economic situation. Now, I want you to keep in mind some parts of our identities are fixed and will never change. Others change as time goes on. Okay, 5 years from now, you may not have the same identities that you're going to notate and jot down today. Okay, as you grow and have new experiences, your personal identity may change. Some parts of our identities are clear, they're blatant, they're obvious, they're the core of who we are and how we think about ourselves. And they are apparent to others. Others can see, others know, others recognize these personal identities. Other parts are subtle and only can be conscious or seen in certain situations. So, take for example, depending upon where you may be, perhaps you're part of an organization or club, or maybe even a band or a sports team, and your abilities, certain leadership qualities are clearly, blatantly obvious and can be seen. People recognize that you have the skill of writing or the skill of speaking, or you had the ability to bring people together. You have the ability to unite individuals and galvanize people for a common good or a common cause. That particular ability is something that may be innate, meaning a part of who you are naturally. Um, these personal identities, that will be seen or can be seen, may show up at different moments, different opportunities, and at different times. Here's a thought as well. Sometimes people assign various labels to us. They call you or they say who they think you should be, or they give you a name that perhaps you don't prefer. And the question is, what do we do with those labels? Do we allow those labels to be a part of our personal identity? Um, do we gravitate to those labels, or do we know so much of ourselves that we don't allow people to tag us with labels and with titles and with positions that we know are not necessarily within the framework of who we want to be and or who we want to become? So let's take a moment, okay? I want you to write or draw your personal identities. Let's take a moment to do that. For those that can, for those that cannot follow along, or excuse me, for those that cannot join in on the activity, I hope that you somehow, some way are getting the concepts and the ideas of what we are discussing. So right now we are talking about personal identities. I want you to notate at least 4 to 5. Uh, Consider age. Here's a list: gender identity, so on and so forth. All right, let's move on to my community. Each of us are part of a community. As a matter of fact, you are sitting in a community as of current. Obama, the school that you are a part of and associated with, the brotherhood, the camaraderie that has been established there at Obama, it is a part of your community. It's now going to be a part of your DNA. So, what people, places, and things play a big role in your life? What makes up your community? In the space outside of the big circle or outside of the biggest ring, I want you to write, draw, or find another way to visually represent your network, of connections and relationships, the ecosystem you're a part of. So, what I want you to do is consider your family, consider friends, consider your mentors, consider teachers, consider your school, Obama. Consider your hobbies. Maybe you play some type of sport, or maybe you're a gamer like Mr. Justin. Perhaps there are some hobbies that you enjoy. Maybe you love golf, or maybe you love to draw or to paint. Okay, these are hobbies, and it's a part of your community and who you are as an individual. Consider religious spaces and places, community gatherings. Consider associations, institutions, physical spaces, big structures such as medical systems, or think about law enforcement. Think about the library. Think about all of the places that perhaps surround where you live. What does community actually mean to you? That's a great question as we are thinking through our community, as we are thinking through what makes up our community. What is community anyway? If you think about memories, think about experiences that you've had, um, think about how you felt when you had these various experiences. Think about what you've been a part of, what you've been associated with, the places where you felt important, and the places where you felt you belong. I believe that the team, the staff, the teachers at Obama have created an environment of belonging, a safe space. So don't forget to include Obama as your community. Think about the word camaraderie. Think about think about the word commonality. Okay, that all has a direct relation to your community. Sometimes communities can be good. Sometimes communities can be bad. Sometimes communities can be downright ugly. I mean, I would love to tell you today that everything about my family is picture perfect, but I'd be lying to you. Um, I like to tell you that everything about me is perfect because I'm a part of my family. But sometimes things can get a little challenging, and it's not always as pretty as I would like for it to be. Even the best of communities, geographically, they have their set of issues. They had their set of problems. Why? Because communities make up humans. They make up people, and we're all flawed in some shape or form. Even as we each are hopeful to have a positive community experience, it's important to notice and name what is real. I was just real. I was just genuine with you all about my family. We cannot forget or leave out the truths of our communities. What's unhealthy about our communities? Our communities experience tragedies, and these tragedies can be extremely painful and bring about grief. I just here recently, my great grandmother just passed away. She was 101 years old. She was the matriarch of our family. My family is part of my community, and when we lost her, it was painful. While it was yet glorious, because she passed naturally and she lived. Gosh, she lived a century. Um, it was painful. I was blessed to be able to live with this woman when I was probably around, you know, you all's age, 14, 15, 16 years old. Um, I lived with her and she was a part of my community. So let's jot down uh, our communities that should go on the outer side of the circle. Let's move on to values. What values are most important to you as an individual? Okay. I teach civics. I'm a part of a civic education family, Youth Revive. It is one of our primary focuses as we consider character. We believe character and civics go hand in hand. So, as we're talking about our values, we must keep in mind American ideals and values and civic morality. Now, I want you to focus on you. Make it personal, okay? Be honest with yourself. I want you to list out 10 values, and you can make a list of your own. And I have a list that I want to present to you. Values are principles for behavior and making choices. They reflect our priorities and the standards we each consider as important. These values we live out daily. They are the basics of our moral code. So here's a list. This is probably a list of about 40 different values that you can choose from. I'll leave this up for a moment. We have diversity, we got fun, we have justice, we have trust, we have loyalty, we have honesty, we have culture, love, humility, meaning, tolerance, tradition, change, close relationships, adventure. We have freedom, we have sensitivity, we have spirit, we have wealth, we have recognition. Go ahead and notate if you can. If you have a phone, feel free to, if that's okay, with your teacher. If you don't have access to that paper and that pencil, just take your phone out and align, prioritize 10 values. And you can choose from this list, or you may already have values that you live out that may not be listed here. Go ahead and notate that. I'll give you guys another 30 seconds or so. Ten seconds. All right. Okay, so here is mine. Here is my identity map. You have me in the middle, then the inner circle there between the larger circle and the smaller circle. That is me. My personal identity. I'm a black man, 41. I'm a Christian. I'm middle class. I'm a planner. I'm an organizer. And I'm a teacher. Some of my communities here, a church family, Chiefs Kingdom. I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I'm a family man. And a part of my community is my Youth Revive team. And I live in Kansas City. I just actually moved to Kansas City from Dallas. I was in Dallas for 18 years. And now I am here in Kansas City with my family and some of my old friends. Been here for roughly 3 months now. And we have a big game this weekend against the Dallas Cowboys, which I'm excited about. Any Dallas Cowboys fans? I see. Okay. I got your attention there. Okay. Well, let me just apologize in advance for what we're going to do to you guys on Sunday. All right. Here are my 10 values: faith, family, fitness, finance, friendship, freedom, growth, community, service, and loyalty. What I want you to now do, if you are working on this activity, I want you to narrow your list of 10 down to 5 values. Go ahead and narrow your list of 10 down to 5, you want to make the 5 your most important values. Here we go. So why do these values especially matter to you? The top 5, the ones that we are highlighting. And how do these values relate to your growth? When you think about your civic responsibility, when you think about your responsibility to team, okay? When you think about how your values may relate to the values and the principles of Obama Leadership Academy, how do the two, or how do the 5 values that you narrow go hand in hand? Now, what I want you to do in the final layer, that is the outmost part of the circle, I want you to add those 5 values to your map. Okay? And I put mine right here at the bottom. Here's my top 5. I call them my F5: faith, family, fitness, finance, and friendship. These are my top 5. Hopefully, you have your top 5 values. Perhaps your map looks like this. I would love to see 1 or 2. If you are done, I don't know, Mr. House, or if any of our other teachers can have a student to present their identity map. If not, that's fine. Mr. House, go forward.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. If anyone from the Zoom call would like to have the brothers show their value map, their circle, that would be great. So you can go ahead and just unmute yourself, have the brothers come up to the camera and show their map.
Thank you so much. If not, that's perfectly fine. Now you have this map that is laid out, something that you can hold on to, something that you can reflect upon, that is a direct reflection of who you are, that lists your personal values, that lists the communities that you're associated with, and that lists your top 5. Now, if possible, let's see here. I'll just leave this up. If possible, we have a minute or two. Go ahead and respond by giving me one of your values. If you're on the computer, and I think I have, I don't know how many students. Mr. Justin, how can I see? Let's see here. Oh, show responses. Never mind.
Yeah, if you go to the participants, you'll be able to see the teachers and like their classrooms. So then we can, you can see the teachers there.
Thank you, Mr.
In the auditorium, I know we didn't have a chance to do it on paper, but if you want to, we got one brother coming up. But if you want to just verbally share some of your values, that would be great. But Mr. McCollum, we got one brother coming up here who's going to share.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Hello, my name is Brother Caden Harris, House of Justice, and I'm in 6th grade, and I'd like to show you my identity map.
So there, maybe read it out too. Yeah.
So here is my identity map. It's I know the picture may not look like me, but it's kind of how I depict myself in my own way. And my little circle right here, I like gaming. I'm an artist. That has a unique art style. I love family. I'm super social. I created my art style. And people say I'm a leader. mostly teachers, and I narrowed down my top 5, which is family, friends, school, religion, and faith. Communities I'm associated with is church, family, school, friends, and art.
Excellent.
Right.
Mr. House, what is that young man's name?
Brother Caden Harris, he is our sixth
Brother
grader.
Harris.
Give it up for Brother Harris.
Excellent job.
All right.
Thank you so much, Brother Harris.
Do we
one
have time
more
for another
student?
one?
I think we do. If not in the auditorium, maybe in one of the classrooms. Okay, let me take a peek here. I have 3 responses in the pair deck. Okay, one student said faith, friendship, having purpose, family, humility. Very good. I have one student who listed what I would guess is their top value, which is care. And then I have another student who responded with the letter B. So let's.
Hello, Mr. Powell. Hello, Mr. DeCallo. I'm a teacher.
Hello.
Mr. Forte Choir, AP Music Theory. I just wanted to share some of
Excellent.
my inner circle. I put Christian, Black, male, middle class, musician, and teacher. And in my community, I put the Black community, music educator community, musician community, the Black male community. And then the value is kind of hard for me. So I like that activity. But I put faith, family, fitness, service, and friendship. And those are my 5.
Excellent.
And hopefully we don't do as bad as the Falcons this Sunday. So enjoy this loss this Sunday.
Mr. House, Mr. House, that was.
Yes, sir.
Which brother was that? I know he
That
was a
was
teacher.
that was our choir teacher, Mr. Forte. Yeah, huge.
Give me the name one more time.
Mr. Forte, Mr. J. Forte. He's the
Forte.
choir, upper school choir.
Awesome.
But yeah. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate the participation.
And I think from the audience, we really want to. I really appreciate you coming, taking some time out of us, and let's give it up for our Mr. McConnell brothers. So really appreciate you coming down, and hopefully once pandemic is done, it'd be really cool to come down and do this kind of face to face. It'd be
Definitely
really good. All right.
Thank you, Mr. House. It was a joy, and like you said, hopefully once things settle, I'm always back and forth in Dallas. I would definitely pay you all a visit. I appreciate the opportunity once again.
Thank you, sir. All right. That being said, teachers, you're free to go, and then because we're gonna go for fifth period. All right. So I think thank you again for coming, and hope to see you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.